Welcome to Adding Dollars. In this video, I'll be going over my weekly update on the highest volatility stocks. So stocks that are paying the highest premiums for covered calls and cash secured puts. Before jumping into this week's high volatility scan, if you're new to cash secured puts or covered calls, make sure to check out the videos in the description. Now let's go ahead and jump into this week's high volatility scan. As always, I'm in the Thinkorswim platform and I'm on the scan tab, and I'm going to be scanning the S&P 500. As always, if you want to see me scan a different list, feel free to leave that down below in the comments. Here we now have a list of all of the stocks in the S&P 500 sorted by highest implied volatility at the top and then descending from there. This is after hours data, so some of this may look different when the market opens or when this video comes out. At the top of the list, we have Supermicrocomputer. It's been at the top of the list for quite a while now. We're going to go ahead and skip that one and look at a couple others. Let's look at Dollar Tree. It's one that we haven't looked at in a while, or I'm not sure if we've ever looked at it. Looks like it has earnings coming out on December 4th, currently trading at about $63 with an implied volatility of about 82%. We can now jump over to the trade tab and see what kind of premiums it's currently paying out. I'm going to be looking at the 8 days out option, so that's options expiring the following Friday. And before we jump into cash secured puts and covered calls, I want to call out this specific column that I have called percentage premium. It is a custom column that I've added to my Thinkorswim platform that quickly calculates the percentage profit for selling a cash secured put at a specific strike price. So it analyzes how much premium you would get divided by the risk of if you ended up getting assigned and how much money you would need for that, and then calculates a percentage profit based on that. It also gives an estimate for percentage profit for covered calls as well. If you're interested in adding this to your own platform, then check out the link in the description where I have free instructions on how you can add this to your own trading platform. Now let's go ahead and start with cash secured puts. It looks like you can make about 1% in profit selling the $60 cash secured put. This means you would collect probably around $60 in premium. And the risk here is if you did end up getting assigned on this position, you would need $6,000 in order to purchase 100 shares of the stock. On the covered call side, it looks like you could buy 100 shares right now for about $6,354. And then you could go ahead and sell the $64 call options and collect probably around $175 in premium, or about 2.73% for selling that call option. Let's go ahead and jump back to the scan tab and look at a couple more. Let's go ahead and look at Dell. I don't think we've looked at Dell before, and it looks like it has earnings coming up on the 26th of November, currently trading at about $137 with an implied volatility of about 58%. Let's jump back to the trade tab and see what kind of premiums that's currently paying out. Starting with cash secured puts, it looks like you could make about 1% selling the $133 cash secured puts, which means you'd probably end up collecting about $135 in premium for selling that option. And your risk here is if you did end up getting assigned on the position, you would need $13,300 in order to purchase 100 shares. On the covered call side, you could buy 100 shares right now for about $13,787, and then go ahead and sell the 138 call options and collect about $340 in premium, or about 2.48% in 8 days. Let's jump back to the scan tab and look at one more. Let's go ahead and look at Tesla. It's one that's been in the news recently, currently trading at about $296, so more expensive than the previous two stocks, and currently has an implied volatility of about 55%. Jumping back to the trade tab, we can look at what kind of premiums it's currently paying out. Starting with cash secured puts, it looks like you could make about 1.1% selling the $280 cash secured put, which means you would make about $310 in premium. And your risk here, because this is a more expensive stock, would be $28,000. So if you got assigned, you would need $28,000 in order to purchase 100 shares. On the covered call side, you could buy 100 shares right now for approximately $29,691 and then go ahead and sell the $300 call options and collect about $800 in premium for selling that, or about 2.67%. And if you had the money, you could buy 200 shares of the stock and then sell 2 call options at $300 and actually end up collecting almost $1,600 in premium, because now you would be selling 2 option contracts instead of 1. But again, that does require more capital in order to own 200 shares of the stock instead of 100. Jumping back to the scan tab, feel free to pause the video and take a look at the full list of S&P 500 stocks sorted by highest implied volatility at the top and then descending from there. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. And as always, if you want to help support the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.